Hello there guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today I'm talking about Russell Brand in particular, and I want to talk about my thoughts on the mass media and this new offset of media. And I'm just going to talk from my passion, talk from my feeling, and you decide whether you agree with me or not. And this is just an opinion. First, I want to caveat it by saying that I actually appreciate where Russell Brand is coming from. I appreciate what he's trying to achieve. There's just something about it that is not sitting with me fully, which is why I have to make this message. Before I do that, please do like, share and subscribe. Comment down below if you find this video helpful. This is the spiritual teacher's take on all of this, okay? So firstly, before I go into it, I want to talk about some of my belief systems. I believe we create the world that we live in. And actually, one of my belief systems, which is really strong, is I believe the mass mind creates mass events. So the leaders that we have at the moment, the opposition, the polarization, I believe that we are a mass mind that has created this at the moment. Why are we creating it as a mass mind though? Because there is a load of fear around. I mean, the thing is, right, think about it like this. Newspapers sell the most when there's a big problem in the world. 24-hour news channels have the most views when there's a big problem in the world. Fear sells. Fear sells. It captures the attention of people very quickly. Now, when I go on to the idea of Russell Brand, I see what he's doing, and I love that he's trying to open up your mind to the fact that you shouldn't trust everything you read in the media. But my only problem with it is one person's marketing in the media, the main media, is trying to get you into fear. And then his message there is a fear-based message too. So you're polarized, you're fearful of everything. And what does fear do? Fear puts us in a very suggestible state of being. It puts us in a suggestible state of being where we're going to surrender to the solution or the problem because we're worried. And fear also takes down our energetic field around us. It detaches us more and more away from that creative energy within us all. Now, let me go into it in a little bit more detail. Russell Brand has had his awakenings, he overcame drugs and this, but his obsessive nature has become obsessive in this area of trying to show and give out the information of the corruptions. Now, love that I can see this, and I can see that, the world there isn't all sunshine and unicorns in government. Of course there's corruption. I think it's evident to see even if you don't look. But my problem with it is like I said, fear that side, fear that side. There is nearly 5 million or 6.4 million. I don't know how many followers he's got now. My problem is there's never a solution offered. There's just the argument. There's just the, look what's happening. Let's have a joke about it. Now, I call out Russell Brand here because I actually really appreciate him. I appreciate his festivals he puts on here in the UK, the spiritual festivals. I'm like, well then, why don't you galvanize those followers to change? Imagine if we got all 6 million of those followers to meditate, focus on peace, harmony and love. How would the world reflect that back then? See, when we're coming from a spiritual state of being, we have to understand that the world is a mere reflection of us. So my issue is where's the solution? So what I found is when I was watching his videos, compelling and entertaining as they are, I was left with a constant state of fear. So I've got one side of the coin making me feel fearful and the other side of the coin making me feel fearful, but they're fearful to their own directional point. And my point being is what is that direction that Russell Brand wants us to come into? Because at the moment, what I see, and especially since he's been demonetized, is he's just now putting a lot of adverts on there to keep earning money. So what is it? Is fear making you money now? Is the fear is making people frightened enough to keep watching? Making you fearful. Now listen, I don't suggest that I know everything and that I'm immediately correct here. You can correct me and say that's not what he does. But the reason why I stopped watching it is because I'd got to the point where I was in total fear of, and I realized that my whole creative ability was getting taken away from me. I implore many of you, right, to not even bother watching the news. Now, you may wait for my comment section to blow up here, but I implore you not to watch the news. Why do I implore you to do that? Because you will find out about things. Imagine, like it's nice to be. I never watched the news, right? But when the COVID vaccinations came up, I could make my own decision about it because I wasn't being marketed to by the mass media, and I wasn't being marketed to by the sort of unlocking conspiracy, if you want to call it that, based media either. So I could make an informed decision. Now, the decision I made is a private decision, but the truth is that we must become autonomous in those decisions. At the end of the day, it's like with all the stuff going on in the world, I had someone come up to me the other day and they said 5 words, and those 5 words were about me getting called up to war or something like that. And I was like, I made a god of that man now, because for an hour he took away my peace. Luckily, I've been working with this stuff for so long that I've released it. But this is what we do. We start to make gods of these people because their message is one based in fear, not solution. Now, I implore you, one of the things that you'll notice on my channel as a spiritual teacher is I'm always giving a solution in the video itself. Now, I will give a solution to what I think here. Stop watching the news so often. You get what you think about the most. So don't think about what's going on in the world too much. You think about the joy, peace, harmony that is in your life. Then what do I want to do? I want to get millions of us together. Millions of us together. And Joe Dispenza's been doing this a lot. Meditate for the world and stuff like that. Millions of us together to start to change the direction of our thoughts and feelings to one of a world of peace, love, acceptance. I just want you to look around and you see people here. People are galvanized to extreme levels. If you don't believe in my thing that I believe in, you're evil. I mean, that's such galvanization. But think about it. We've got a media on the right and a media on the left that are galvanizing people. So I'm trying to tell you, the truth is just turn it off. Turn it off. The thing is, right, let's say, for example, right, I've got to be very mindful of how I speak here because I want to speak truly. But say, for example, right, I'm walking down the street and I'm trying to think of a good example here to be wise with how I talk and not too carefree. And that's what I mean. Now I'm scared to speak so freely because of the galvanization of the world. You see how it works here? But here's what I say. You walk down the street and someone's dressed differently, let's say, than you would expect them to dress. If that is just unless you're galvanized by a mass mind of that's right or wrong, you have no real opinion of it. You see it and you bless them with love. When a baby's born, they're not born racist. They're not born homophobic. They're not born anything. They're just acceptant. So what I'm saying is look at these news outlets. They're driving you to believe a certain thing. There's so much information in this world now that's why we're galvanized. It's too easy to get your hands on information. There's too many voices. So I'm saying turn off those voices. Don't let them run your mind. Now, I would love to come on to Russell Brand's podcast or meet him. I actually grew up where he grew up. I actually met his dad when I was a performer, And I'm not saying that they've got a good relationship or not, and that doesn't mean anything, but I know where he comes from. I know in his heart he started off with a mission of nobleness. But now I'm struggling to not see it as something that is a monetary based adventure, And yeah, we've all got to make a living, but there is only so much money you need to make, and then what? So I'm saying to you, my thing is, where are we investing this money? Where are we investing the time with the masses of people that we have following? How do we change the world? By bringing the world together, by making them understand each other, by peace, love and harmony in the heart, directing it to an acceptant, wonderful, loving world. This is what I wish for the world. This is what I wish for you. If you agree with me, let me know. I ask you now to make your choice. Turn off the news. Turn off those channels. Focus on godlike thoughts. Become God intoxicated. the governments, the regimes, the wars, they're a mathematical symbol of the mass mind that is focused. I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. I'll see you at the next one.